Welcome, you wrestling fans. We're back super early this morning, but we'll start off with announcements. We have a new position, part-time position for a rankings expert. So we're looking for someone to come in and help with Beehive Top 25, power polls, tournament previews, match of the weeks. I mean, all this kind of stuff. So if you're interested, please get in contact with me as soon as possible. We want it to start ASAP. Next announcements, we have the high school and junior high all-stars January 8th. So that's coming up pretty quick, and we'll have selections the end of December. So mark your calendars for that. That will be a good one. We have some great matches. Nothing lined up yet, but we're kind of starting to look at that. Youth tournaments, we have the Rec League State. So if you have not competed in a tournament prior to 9/1/17, you're eligible for Rec League State on December 21st. And then the next day is the Utah or the Battle Royale Championships. And the cool thing about that tournament, we are capping it at 600 kids, but the winners of the regular division and the beginner division will receive singlets. So it's weight classes, line bracket for both beginner and the regular division, and both get their singlets. So that's kind of cool for the beginners. Other than that, though, that's our announcement. So we're going to jump right into high school rankings. So we had a great first week of wrestling. A lot of things changed. Nate, kind of what's your thoughts? Biggest change, biggest surprise of the weekend. Ooh, what are your thoughts? It could be team or individual.
God.
I have a couple.
Okay, but right off the top of the bat, honestly, probably my biggest, not really surprise, but I thought someone who wrestled better than, that looked really good was Lucas Cochran.
Yeah.
He looked tough. Yeah, he looked really good this weekend. Really impressed.
Now here's an honest question. So Beehive Top 25, I get texts from different people, and he was one that people thought should have been in the top 25. We listed him as honorable mention, not top 25. Do you think he should be in top 25, or are you thinking honorable mention right now? What do you think?
Ooh, of the top 25 kids in the state, I think he probably deserved to be in.
Yeah.
But this weekend he's going to have some pretty good matches again. Right. So I think there's a couple pretty good kids he's going to wrestle. So really see how he does this week.
The hard thing with Lucas, and the reason he didn't get in the top 25 is, it was first weekend. He wasn't honorable mention.
Right.
And so one of the things we're trying not to do this year is jump the gun. And
just because he has one big win.
Right. Well, and you look at his bracket.
Porter was honest. Porter was his best win.
Right.
And
Porter's not top 25. He's
yeah.
good.
Porter's good,
but it wasn't like, he kicked Mason Christiansen.
I just thought he dominated.
Right.
So, but I can't wait to see if when Mason comes back from talking to him. I guess he's got an MRI, and hopefully his shoulder looks okay. That would be one heck of a match.
It would, yeah.
I would really like to see that. In fact, we were setting up mats last night for the Wasatch duels, and that was actually a topic that just got brought up just random. We were talking who would win out of Mason and Lucas. So he's getting some respect, So people are talking.
Well, I think if he has another good weekend and goes undefeated, dominates again, I think he gets it.
Well, also you got to see what's in front of us too. It's kind of like college football rankings. Right. If nobody loses in the top 25, you can't just bump somebody up because someone looked great over here.
Well, that was the hard thing because we went through that list.
Who do you bump out?
Right. The only one. Well, okay, so Parker Frazier lost top 25. He was number 10.
Yeah, but he also lost to a top 25
He lost to a top 25 kid, and he was number 10. So is it justified bumping him down over 20 spots to get Lucas in? And we felt, drop him to 19, see what happens this weekend, put Lucas in with honorable mention, and then see what happens this weekend.
Yeah, that's it makes sense to me anyways. It's like two top 10 teams in college football. playing each other. Just because one team wins doesn't mean you just drop the other team completely out of the top 25. They'd have to lose other match or something. If Parker dropped another one,
right? If Parker drops another one, he's out. I think that's not a question.
Yeah. So, but I do want to. Layton was. There were some good matches, Jeff.
That's what
I actually talked to a few people after the finals were over and kind of cleaning up, and everybody was kind of getting the team awards and that kind of stuff. And a few people made mention, it's like, this is what our state final should be like, but we have 6 freaking classifications. And every time we do a poll, it seems like people want 12 classifications so that we can give a first place trophy to everyone. But anybody who was in that building from about match, I would say 106 was okay, but really from about 113 to 145, the energy in that place was electric.
Yeah, like
and you had probably, arguably, in a couple of those, you probably had the 2 best wrestlers in the state wrestling.
Right, yeah, Terrell and Zach.
Terrell, Zach, Stockton, Tyson.
Right.
You had Gavin and Sammy.
Parker River.
Parker River. And then you had even 26, maybe arguably, Cubs probably the number 126. Right. And then Jorgensen, I don't know if he's number 2, 3, or 4, but he's in the top 5
right now. So we have 1 and 3 right now.
So you have 1
and 2 at the time.
So you have he dropped Declan and Kelly, but my goodness,
that's true.
And then at 113, what do we have?
Cole and Marco.
We had Cole and Marco. So you had 2 and 3 wrestling.
It Quaid and who'd Quaid wrestle in the finals?
Quaid wrestled.
Because Korth came 3rd, right?
Yeah.
Ricks came 4th.
I can't remember.
I don't remember who he wrestled, but
Quaid Smith wrestled. But anyhow,
it was Bearden.
Oh, that's right, Bearden from here. Yeah.
Right.
So you had that was what was fun about it.
Right.
And man, everybody was. Yeah, it was fun. There was a couple dudders on the upper weights, but. And to their credit, they started at 152.
Right, that was a smart move.
No, that was really smart.
They should have, and I think more tournaments should do that when you have that caliber.
106,
right, when they have that caliber of kids, start at the weight so you end at the top one.
Because what would have happened if they would have started at 106?
Would have been exciting.
I know. I talked to some people from South Summit. They were sitting kind of next to us, and they're just. Before the finals, before they knew what they were starting, as soon as Zach and Terrell's match is done, we're out of here because they didn't have anybody in the finals.
Right.
They were wanting to watch those matches. The whole team stayed just to watch those matches, and then they left it to the end. So everybody stayed to the end. Honestly, I would have left after 45 too.
Right.
So I'm driving home. Right. So that was fun. Millard.
Right. Millard was my surprise.
Millard was probably my second surprise.
We have them at 13 to start on the team top 25. We jumped them up to number 7 now after going undefeated at the Millard duel. So Millard was my team. It will be exciting. They're at Wasatch, right? Are they at Wasatch?
No, they're at Juab's tournament.
So they're at Juab. The question.
Is Juab ranked higher than them still? I sure hope you don't, because I think they beat Juab.
I think we have Juab at 8.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Okay.
But Millard will have Uinta at Juab, right? So they'll have a shot to move up higher. And besides that,
can I tell you my third surprise?
What?
Payson,
yeah.
Payson impressed me. Just they don't have a lot of just straight hammers, like a lot of these teams, like the Altamont, right. They've got a couple kids ranked, I don't know if Payson has a lot of kids ranked, they have got Cole Jensen, but other than that,
Nacarado.
Yeah, that's Nacarado, but they just don't have those.
You're right. They don't have a ton of.
But they're deep and they're good. Like they're gonna be a tough out for a duel.
Right. You got Payson moved up to number 5. You have Syracuse winning, beating Mountain Crest, winning the Syracuse Scuffle, moving up to number 6. And then you have Millard at number 7. All 3 of those teams kind of made a small jump. Altamont. Now, what do you think about Altamont? Because, Altamont right now we have at number 4. They're a 2A team, a smaller school, and they're in the top 4. This week, though, They'll be at Wasatch.
They'll be at Wasatch Duels, so they'll probably duel Pleasant Grove. They'll duel Wasatch, maybe Maple Mountain. So I mean, they're gonna get a test. So really, I think this week
does Altamont beat Pleasant Grove?
Oh man, they don't have McKay Foy in their lineup.
Yeah,
and they don't have a 106 pounder. They don't even have one.
So let's see.
So
Altamont, but PG is missing Oakley Ridge. I don't know when he's coming back. So Oakley Ridge, both Talkiolis, Spencer and Micah, so 220 heavyweight. Keegan Wilkerson's out, so they don't have. They're down to the third string heavyweight. Let's see. Is that all I'm missing? I don't know. Morgan Orem, he sat out towards the end of the duels, or I don't know. So I would assume he'd be back. I don't know. Cody Keith didn't wrestle at 13. I don't know if he's back or not. And they have like 5 or 6 guys that were out. Now, and we dropped them to.
Well, if that's the case, then Altamont's going to thump them.
Right. So that's the question. But I mean, they're still tough. I mean, they're still a good team. So, and Altamont doesn't have a 6-pounder.
Yeah. And it hurts not having McKay, but they're okay in those. They can shift guys around. If one spot where they were going to have a hole, that's probably one of the better spots.
Well, I'm going to pull up. They went to the Sky.
They went to Sky Ridge.
Sky Ridge. Or no, Salem Hills.
Yeah,
Salem Hills. I'm going to pull them up here.
Yeah, well, Altamont. I mean, it's pretty cool for a 2A to be.
So Altamont,
high, though.
113.
Yep.
I get so 106 you give to PG, 113 you give to PG. I would assume.
Yeah.
20 you give to PG, Zeke Kelly. 26, Cameron Dixon versus Michael Stock. I think you give that to Altamont.
I give that to Altamont.
So you got 3-1 so far. Or Easton Richards, he's there as well, but I give to Altamont. 32, Kenny Thomas. For PG, I don't know who they have because Oakley's out. Oakley would typically be there, so let's give it to Altamont. And 38, that's Cole's Orange. You give it to Cole.
Right.
45 is Morgan Orem, McCarthy Sheets. I give it to Sheets.
Yep.
52, Dean Thompson. Who's PG's 52? Shoot, I don't even know.
I give it to Dean.
So you give it to Dean.
Because if I can't think of it, I give it to Dean.
60, Jackson Moore. Give it to Jackson.
Yep.
70, Reed Taylor. I'd give it to PG at 70.
Okay.
So that's 6-4. 82. I don't know the Altamont kid, and I don't really know.
Yeah.
Let's leave it as a toss up. 95. Again, I don't know either one.
Same toss up.
Same toss up. 220. Cash Rob actually beat Matt Thacker, so I'm assuming Cash will be at 220, and then maybe they move Matt Thacker up to heavyweight. And so I give both of those to Altamont, 6-6 with 2 toss-ups.
Yeah,
it adds
so
with the line as is. Now we don't know.
That'd be interesting.
If Oakley's back, if Cody Keith is back, any of the Talkiolis are back.
Well, you like you said, you got to take Foy out too, so that hurts.
Right. I mean, if Foy's in at 170, then they win. Altamont wins 170.
Yeah.
If PG has 32 with Oakley and the Talkiolis, I think PG wins.
Yeah.
Quite. I mean, not handily, but I think they win comfortably.
Yeah.
Well. But it'll be a good duel if they wrestle this weekend, regardless, I think. So, anyways, that's Altamont, and then you got Wasatch. Wasatch drops from a 1 to 3.
Well deserved.
We're
hurting up in our. I think just don't have any upper weights right now.
I think very similar to PG. I mean, you just got guys that it's not.
We have one out injured that will help. Brock Lloyd coming in at 160 when he gets his kind of cleared to go, full go. But we just we're so young up top. I think this year we've sent some of our bigger kids over to the JV just to get some experience because they just don't have any matches.
Yeah, Fossil over there.
We had Fossil over there getting some matches, and so really we're kind of shuffling things around until we get that solidified. Yeah, we definitely are number 3. Probably lucky to be there.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see this weekend. I mean,
this weekend
could drop or could raise. Who knows?
Yeah.
You went to Layton 1 and 2. He went to look good. Layton looked really good, I thought.
Yeah, Layton looked. They're deep.
And that was without Bennett, right? I mean, he started the tournament, right? Came out.
Yeah.
I don't know, something like that.
I think they jumped the gun on letting him wrestle. I don't think he was quite cleared yet to wrestle. And I think someone called it out on it or raised an eyebrow. And so I think he was cleared to wrestle JV, but he wasn't cleared to wrestle varsity yet. There was some they weren't quite clear on it, and so someone went and checked and was like, "Yep."
But from what I hear, he should be eligible, I think, on the 13th, 15th, something around there. So not this weekend, he'll be out again, but it sounds like he'll be back in a couple weeks, or so. But when they get him back, I don't know that they're going to lose. They might be our number one team.
Yeah, I think. I mean, for their depth and honestly, you look at Miller, who they got, but they're just deep. They have like 12 seniors, and they're deep, and they've got.
You do have Van Bray, you do have Alan Whitaker.
No, I get that, but I mean, you look at Wasatch, they got 4 hammers, right? Or you look at Layton, they've got 2 or 3 hammers. You look at Uinta, they got 2 or 3 hammers, like that are top one, first place in their weight kind of kids, but Millard's just deep, and I think Layton's deep too. They're kind of reminding me a little bit of Viewmont last year. Just they got guys coming. You're like, where does this guy? And he looks like he's been, just shot up with steroids and runs out there, and you're just like, where the heck did this kid from? I've never seen him before. He goes out there and pins like 3 kids, and you're like, well, okay, I guess we're losing that. So yeah, they're doing a great job getting those upper weights. They're really, honestly, that's where you win tournaments, is in those upper weights.
Well, that's where PG has always been so good, is they have all those upper weights. And this year, where they're struggling is the upper weight, because their guys are gone. I mean, not because they don't have them, but they're hurt.
Yeah.
Hopefully they get back.
The 2 Tattiolis and Keegan Wilkinson, PG might be right there
in the top. Yeah. And then obviously add in Oakley, make sure Orem is healthy, and Cody Keith in there. I mean, just PG right now, they are ranked where we have them at number 9, but
they're the number 9. Team. They're number 9. They could be pushing for the top 2 or 3 spots.
Right. I mean, they're a top 3 team if they have a full team, I think. And I don't doubt that. Yeah. But right now, kind of another thing we're doing the rankings is we're trying to do it right now. Like, where are you guys at right now? Now, obviously, as the season progresses, it's a different situation, and you do take past results. Like, for example, if PG is struggling here, but then they do really well, I mean, they're going to get bumped up. But if it's the other way around, then you do take previous things into consideration.
Well, yeah,
it's hard.
Well, and if guys are going to be out, they're just out. I mean, that's just the way it is, So
and the way I look at it, because I've talked to a couple people about this, is because everyone understands college football rankings, and it's simple. If you lose, you drop. It's just how it is for the most part, right? I mean, not all the time. More than not, you lose, you drop. And if you have your starting quarterback out and you lose, you still drop. Like the polls aren't saying, well, they have their quarterback out, let's leave them at number 1, because if they had their quarterback there, to be number 1. And that's how we're trying to look at these. Is we're trying to look at them. You lost. You didn't have X, Y, and Z in there, but you still lost, and so you're in a drop. With
a splash of a little bit of college basketball, when they do the March Madness ranking or put all those brackets, sometimes they'll look at, like McKay Foy being out, and all of a sudden he comes back, and they're like, well, they might have not lost these many things down here, so we'll still drop them a little bit, but they're not as low as what they technically would be. And so
I guess
there's kind of a splash of both.
Right, because it's not exactly like college football necessarily. I mean, you look at our Beehive top 25, and Zach Kohler lost to Terrell, but he didn't drop.
Yeah,
obviously in college football, he would drop at least a couple spots.
Yes.
So you're right. It's kind of a mix, but that's kind of how we're looking at it a little bit more. Where are you at right now?
Yeah, so you said, what
can you be?
I mean, we only had 10 scorers. We were down 4 scorers, but that's not anybody else's problem. That's our problem.
Right.
I mean, we still ended up taking third with only 10 scorers. So, I mean, I think if we would have figured things, we might have caught Uinta. But I don't know if we would have caught Layton. They're deep. But Uinta had a couple kids that are kind of hurt too right now.
Yeah. So. A couple other teams of note. Box Elder had a big drop. And then you go down this list, and you have Maple Mountain, probably Now let's question about this. Maple Mountain used to be so. Is this the biggest drop in Utah wrestling? Like from top to bottom, like they used to be so good.
Okay,
and they have just
maybe the fastest drop.
That's what I mean.
Because I remember when what was it? Brighton used to be just an absolute hammer.
You're right. You have those teams.
Orem used to be a hammer back in the 90s, you know, but they had a slow decline. But this is just like overnight. Right. They're terrible.
I mean, they're going from a top.
Not terrible. You don't have any.
Right. They're going from a top
from where they were
to being on the border of getting dropped out.
Yeah.
And obviously they have stars. They have some good guys, but it's just like one injury, two injuries, and they don't have backups to fill in. So they're not only losing those, they're giving up forfeits, and it's just the numbers aren't there, and it's just I don't know. It's just crazy to me.
Well, what's crazy to me is Champions is like the largest club in the state. I still think it might be or right there, top 3.
Not anymore. I mean, you got Syracuse, Westlake. I mean, I'm gonna miss a couple, but even Corner Canyon
has more
program. I mean, you have a lot that actually have quite a bit. Now, Champions is obviously top 5 on the side.
But yeah, but that's kids. We're talking the last 5 years. That was the biggest club.
Yeah.
And where happened to all those kids? Where'd they go?
You're right. I mean,
I know Champions feeds.
Right, they're feeding Spanish Fort, Springville, ALA, Maple Mountain, but
those are all terrible.
Right. I mean, their main feeder is Maple Mountain. I mean, I mean you're right. But
I think ALA came in. I mean, if you take those kids from ALA that would probably go to Maple Mountain.
I mean, you have the Mortimers, you have the Cantos, you have what else? Carrillo.
Yeah.
But would they be filling in the spots where I don't know. Anyways, you're right. I mean, if you take ALA away, it does help Maple Mountain quite a bit. It still doesn't help a ton with depth. It gives them a handful of kids, but it still doesn't help them with depth. That's a ton. Anyways, they've dropped. Westlake went up a little bit of note. My sleeper team still holding true to my sleeper team. They lost to Syracuse last night by 1 point.
Now I want Westlake to lose every duel. And I wanted to lose by 1 point too.
Well, I was talking to Cody last night about it. I was like, we were both kind of like, yes, it's great we lost by 1 point, but it hurts even more because we don't want to lose by 1 point. Like,
keep losing by 1 point.
We're close, and it's just so it's like, yes, we're happy, but at the same time, we're not.
So is that a strategy?
What
happened? Why'd you lose by a point?
You know, I wasn't there, so I looked at results, and from what Cody told me is, the last match we won 7-3. We couldn't get the major. No, I don't think it was a strategy thing.
I think it was. Jeff's the best, honestly. And I'm throwing this out here. A lot of people don't know. If I go into a duel, I want Jeff in my corner because that guy knows. Honestly, there's some coaches that are terrible at it. Jeff's the best at it. When it comes to strategizing, no. I can't even tell you how many duels we would go to and be like, no, send him out yet. Don't send him out yet. I'm like, why? He's like, just don't. And then you see they send out their hammer, we send out our cream puff, and just like, oh, it'll work out, I promise. Next thing you know, we win the duel. It's like, where did you come up with that? He's like, well, I watched that kid like 4 or 5 times. I knew what was going to happen. It's like, Jeff.
Strategy is a big part.
I know it is. So. Absolutely. I love it. That's the fun part of duels. I mean, in my perfect world, we would have 2 classifications in our state for state titles. Yeah. And then each classification would still have an opportunity to win a state title by having a dual state tournament per classification. Right. So you'd have 6 team state championships and 2 individual state championships. I mean, that would be amazing. Yeah. Unfortunately, we live in a society that everyone wants to win. So there we go.
Olympus came in non-ranked. They're in. Now that's questionable.
I think they should drop it out. They lost to
Stansbury. So that's a questionable one. Bingham dropped quite a bit, and I think that again has to do with injuries because it's not right.
It would be interesting to see when they're at full go with Mason back where they'll be.
Skyridge dropped, and that's mainly due because they lost to Westlake. Morgan came in unranked. Salem Hills came in unranked. and Monticello sticks at 25. And Monticello, they're going to be at JUAB. Is that right? They're somewhere. I think it's JUAB. So we'll get to see Monticello, 1A school. It's pretty impressive. They're in the rankings. Can they stay in there? We'll see this weekend.
Yeah.
So those are our team rankings.
So the 3 tournaments we're kind of keeping our eye on this week that has some good, really good deep competition is Wasatch, JUAB, and what was the other one?
I mean, West would be the number 3, but definitely in that order: Wasatch, JUAB, and then West. West is, basically they have Westlake and Sky Ridge, not a ton there, but definitely Wasatch is by far the biggest. And then JUAB next. And, JUAB, I think some questions could be answered with Millard again.
Yeah, hopefully they duel again.
With Uinta, and then Monticello. I think that's another big one.
Yeah.
Monticello, are they top 25 team or are they not? And it's hard to say because obviously you can't go off state tournament results.
Right.
They win everything at 1A. Next year, there'll be 2A, it looks like. So we'll get a better look at them. But we'll see this weekend if they're top 25 or if they should move up or drop out. We'll see. And then obviously Wasatch is going to be really good. So Layton doesn't compete this weekend, so they're off. So they'll retain the number 1 spot most likely. It shouldn't drop.
And I don't know where you went to.
You went to that one, or JUAB.
Oh, you went to that JUAB, right? Okay.
So
pretty sure
that's what they're on the list unless they're JV. Yeah, right there.
You're probably right.
So
yep.
Salem Hills is there, so we'll see.
So really, JUAB should wrestle Uinta, and Millard should wrestle Uinta.
Yeah, so we should.
Those are the
Monticello, Millard.
We'll get Monticello in there.
Salem Hills, Uinta.
Yeah, get
Fremont.
They better do that.
So there are a lot of good teams in there. So
yeah,
hopefully we'll get some clarity in the rankings a little bit more this weekend.
Okay, well let's switch over to a little bit of college wrestling.
Yes, UVU, or in general college. I mean, you have, last time we were on, we talked about Utah wrestlers. We did miss Wyatt Colling.
Yeah, we did.
Wyatt Colling's at Missouri. This weekend, he started out with a bang, beat number 12, Corey Griego of Oregon State, and then kind of after that, he lost a couple. But I mean, that was a huge win for him. That the ranked one. Obviously, it would have been nice to have it follow up with a couple of additional wins.
Yeah, get to the round of 12.
But Branson Ashworth came 5th. I'm just going outside of UVU, Utah guys. I mean, I don't know any other ones. This is the Las Vegas Cliff Keen invite, so one of the bigger college tournaments, or one of the biggest.
Yeah, it might be the biggest one now.
But as far as Utah guys outside of UVU, I think those are the only 2 that placed that I can think of. Or I mean, Wyatt didn't place, but I'm trying to think of other ones that participated. I think Jaron Jensen participated.
Jaron Jensen did, but yeah, but I think he went 0-2.
So, but UVU, I mean, great showing. Had 4 placers at this tournament, which has never happened before.
Right.
And as a result, we have 3 guys ranked in the top 10 in the country right now. And you have
Finley
at number 9, Demetrius Romero at number 8, and then Tate Orndorff at number 10. Now, Demetrius knocked off Logan Massa.
Yeah.
He got
teched by him and then came
back.
Beat him by 3 or 4 points, wasn't it?
Right. So, I mean, that's a huge win. And Logan Massa, I don't know what he placed last year, but I'm assuming All-American. He was ranked as high as 5. So, huge win for him. Finley wrestled 1 match, looked great, and then had a small little injury. He'll be back, so it's not season ending or anything like that, but he'll be back. It sounds like he'll be back.
Is he drinking the water from Maple Mountain or something?
He might be.
My goodness.
I think it's so unfortunate because
Grant, man, they just is Grant sharing water in the locker room?
I don't know. But the thing about Matt is he's so good. Like he's a motor. He's everything's so good, and he's undefeated on the season. He goes out there, first match, looks great from what I didn't see when he actually got hurt towards the end of the match. But he just can't stay healthy, and it's just killer because he's
a little bit like Josh Wilson. Is Josh Wilson like that?
I don't think to that degree.
Not to that degree.
I mean,
it seemed like he had that bum knee, and just kept giving him fits. And I don't know what I know Matt's had some knee injuries and some problems. So, I mean, it's frustrating, huh?
But I think he could be a legit All-American if he stays healthy this year as a sophomore. But I just, the question is, can he make it to March?
Yeah.
So Demetrius, again, looked great. Number 9 now. And Tate Orndorff making the finals. And then losing to Gable Stevenson moves up to number 10. So Kimball's number 18. So I think total we have 4. No, Tanner's ranked now.
Yeah, Tanner's ranked too.
So we have 5 guys ranked.
Yeah.
Great. Now, the problem with UVU, I'll just say it, with 10 weights, and really we are struggling at 4 of the 10. Pretty darn bad.
Wait, 120.
25, 33, 49, and 57. And 6 of the weights we're doing excellent. You know, and even 84 with Will Sumner, not ranked, but I think he's right there. And actually, I think a guy.
I thought he did pretty well down there, actually.
He did. I think, and I could be wrong. I was going to look this up and I forgot.
I remember Stockton was like, actually, he's pretty good, Dad.
Well, the Rutgers guy, I think we beat him, and now he's ranked, which I was going to look it up and email Flo if that was the case, but I can't remember. But I haven't looked it up yet. But, you know, I just saw on a tweet from Rutgers that he was ranked 17th, and I was like, didn't we beat him? But Will's beaten everybody. He's lost to some high-ranked guys, but he's not losing to guys that aren't ranked.
Exactly, which is good.
So
really, if you put that, that'd be 6 weights,
right?
And then you got
the 4 that are just super struggling.
But honestly, when it comes down to it, the thing that people care the most about is how they're going to perform at the NCAAs.
Yes, but
that's where the team stuff really comes down. And if we could get 2 or 3 places this year, UVU might be a.
See, I think we're still a year away from 2 to 3 places. I think
you keep saying that.
Well, I think this year we won it because you look at it, and I was looking through the rankings. You know, obviously, I think Finley has the best chance. You know, Tate at heavyweight probably second best chance, and Demetrius probably number 3. But I think it's going to be hard for Demetrius. He's going to have a heck of a tournament. But like in Salt Vegas, anything can happen.
Yeah.
Gets teched by Moss,
and
goes out back and beat him. But I think he's going to have a perfect tournament, great draw. Tate, I think he's almost in the same boat. I give him a little better chance because he's a big guy and you never know there. But I looked at the rankings, guys ranked ahead of him, and then you have Matt. I think has the best.
Okay,
chance.
Can I throw this out though? A lot of times our UVU guys get the worst draw ever. I mean, we're usually get the 1 or 2 seed right out of the chute. But we're actually getting ranked now, so which will help with their seeding.
But they're new this year at the NCAAs. They're seeding all 33 kids. All kids get seeded 1 through 33.
But still, being ranked will help a lot. We're not going to be getting those. You know, we're the 32nd, 34th kid, you know, or whatever, the pigtail.
Right.
You
know? It seems like, you know, in the past they've seeded like what, 12, 16, or whatever.
Yeah, 16, yeah.
And then we don't get the seeds, and then they draw on everyone else, and we always get drawn 1 or 2.
Yeah, exactly.
And this year should be different. Our top, you know, 6 guys should all get seeded pretty darn, you know, top, I think, you know, semi-good.
Yeah.
And then obviously, assuming they all make it, right?
But, yeah, well, they got to perform it. At Big 12.
And so UVU, super good. They have Reno coming up in a couple weeks. I don't think they have anything before Reno. I think they're off for a couple weeks. And then dual season starts in January, which I'm excited about. Get some home duels, see how they do in those. And, you know, I know Dayton Racer, maybe he comes back, maybe he doesn't. I don't know. But I know that's getting close, like to a decision, whether he comes back or not. And so, you know, if he does come back, you know, obviously for him to come back, there's got to be a lot of things that, from what I've been told, that have to happen, and that includes the NCAA approving him to be back. So there's a lot of things that have to happen for him to come back. But I've heard that it's close to one way or the other is going to happen. I don't know which way. We'll see. Obviously, if he comes back, what does that mean for Grant? I mean, does that mean he drops to 49?
No, he was projected there before the season started.
So, and obviously if he came back, the UVU lineup is a lot tougher.
What's going on with Grant?
I don't know, injury, right? So right now he's hurt. I don't know to what degree again. I've heard just rehab come back, but I don't know.
Because I think if Grant was wrestling really well, you know, like he was at part
start of the season.
Yeah, start of the season. I mean, my goodness, now you have, now you have 7 weights that are wrestling really, really well. And anyhow.
So yeah, I mean, excited about UVU, the progress they're making.
At least it's fun. We have
right.
We have some ranked kids.
Right.
And,
well, they signed, and on the signing side, they signed McKay Foy.
Yeah, which is awesome.
Which is great. I think, he could maybe solidify. I don't know what weight he's planning on, but in my head, I think 57. And he could help solidify that weight. Who else is signing from Utah? Anybody. We got Isaac Wilcox. He has not signed yet, but maybe he signs in the next couple weeks.
Yeah, you never know. There's a rumor out there.
Brigham, if you're watching, shoot me a text. Let me know where Isaac's going to sign or when he's going to sign. We got Terrell Bearclough. Hasn't signed yet. Still weighing his options.
Yeah.
Don't know there either what's going to happen.
That early signing period is.
Well, I think it's open and it stays open now forever.
No.
Are you sure?
Yeah, and it's only.
I thought it got changed to where now it's just open indefinitely.
See, I thought it only goes.
It used to.
When did they change it?
Because I thought
this year.
I think I asked,
if one of the coaches or
I think I asked.
If somebody knows, shoot us something and let us know. But I'm pretty sure I thought it ends. Because like the college football,
right?
They have an early signing period coming up really quick, and it's only like a small window,
right?
But I thought they end the window and then it starts back up again.
But I think for seniors this year, it's changed. Once it opens, it's open.
Okay.
I could be wrong, but I thought UVU coach told me that. Let's see. So Trell's undecided. I mean, look at our top 25.
Kate Carlson's committed to West Point.
Let's see. Stockton.
Undecided.
Kohler's going to Air Force. Ayotte, undecided. I don't know what his plans are. Caltioli, I'm assuming football.
Probably football.
You need to find out what they're doing. Lowry, Humphreys.
UVU's got to go after Lowry.
And I think they will. I mean, I think they would. Mason Christiansen sent out a tweet
that he got offered.
Right. Nothing official there.
Yeah.
What he's doing. Anyways, so high school guys, let us know where you sign, when you sign. Even if we'd love to have you guys on air when you announce. If that's something you want to do, but anyway.
Honestly, a lot of those kids that aren't getting maybe loves from a lot of the D1s. Western Wyoming has actually become Utah North.
It has. They've done a good job.
I think half their lineup or more is from Utah.
Right, and they're ranked number 3 in college right now. And
I think they were down at Vegas this weekend too.
Yeah, they were. So,
I mean, you're still getting some good competition, and a lot of schools can watch it. I mean, if you go on to win a JUCO national title, I mean, you're going to get picked up by some D1 schools, and you get 2 years of school paid for.
And at junior college, you're getting a full ride.
Yeah, well, they have 15. If I remember right, if I'm wrong, someone correct me, but I believe I think they have 15 full ride scholarships where Division I only has 9. And so
I mean, there's
a lot more money and a lot more
opportunity. And it's
opportunity.
every 2 years. So I mean, you're
shuffling
college, good option. Western Wyoming's doing a great job in here in Utah, and I'm super appreciative of that because our guys need somewhere to go, and so and they're proving that you can take Utah guys and create a top.
So if your kid is really a pretty good wrestler, tough, wants to wrestle in college, get Joe Cole's number.
Right.
He seems to be kind of like the recruiting coordinator for Western. A lot of guys have called Joe, and Joe's kind of been a liaison and kind of said, hey, you ought to take a look at this kid, And so if your kid wants to wrestle in college, that's a great opportunity. There's a great Utah, so kids are traveling back and forth. You can jump in and ride. I mean, there's, it's not like you're just the only Utah kid up there. I mean, I think there's like 8 or 9 kids up there. At least. There's probably more. And a lot of them are committed and gone on missions or planning on going back there. So
So anyways, wrestling this weekend, a lot of things will change again with the rankings. UVU is off for a couple weeks, so we won't have much to talk about there. But we'll be back in a couple weeks. We'll recap some things and a couple weeks, right?
Yep. Thanks for listening.
Thanks for listening.